President Nana Akufo-Addo inaugurates 19-member governing board for Ghana AIDS Commission. Government introduces 5-year integrated project to tackle illegal mining. New electronic roadworthy certificate and sticker. Very good evening to you. Welcome to Ghana Television and GBC24. This is News Hour with Thelma Taki. Our sign language interpreter is Clement Sam. In our first story, government may have to import topsoil to undertake reclamation of lands destroyed by illegal mining activities. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Peter Amewu, said the exercise will cost the country about 700,000 Ghana cedis per hectare as plans are underway to help restore all affected lands as soon as possible.
This is an artificial forest created on a reclaimed land at Prestia in the Western region. The 9-year-old forest was restored by the Golden Star Resources, which now manages the Prestia mines. Most reclaimed lands in the country are done by regulated miners as part of the contract. It is estimated that about 1.5% of Ghana's land surface had been degraded. However, government envisages that all such destroyed lands will be restored as it rolls out the 5-year multilateral mining integrated project.
What we see here is an area that was once a pit but has now been backfilled, the topsoil brought back and then planted with these trees as we see. These are nitrogen fixers, plants that helps augment the soil. So you are able to bring the area back to almost its original state.
This is very wonderful. Yes. I mean, good job. And so what it simply means is that the small scale and the illicit mining, the degraded environments can be brought to a standard level like this. There is going to be a sustained combat and militant, supervision process in place, which is going to last a minimum of 1 year.
At Hemang, the inspection team called on the divisional chief, Nana Nteboa Pra, who lauded the ongoing crusade against the menace.
Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources now, Minerals Commission for Echo. And yes, ban various ministries now, omohu ebembinu. Now, team up with the ministry. No more. I agree with folks who say, Bese kuku for Bese we. But Yembi so almost say, a great ministry. How many times? No more team up back. Farming communities now are best sensitized or we say, what the was I said in Magalam say near. What on? All right. Omunye. But better radio so, and they are destroying the cocoa farms and they are no solution.
Soon, news of the team's presence spread across the town and some irate youth besieged the palace to protest the ban on illegal mining. The team later engaged the community on the issue at a public forum.
The Galamsey activity is our main source of livelihood. Now, with the ban, our husbands are jobless and we are taking care of our families.
We are asking government to grant licenses to Galamsey communities in order to legalize the activity.
Associations na yani omo be for me no ya be mining extension officers ama wo ma ka wo mo ho na wo ma treni omo akwan a wo be fa so a wo be ye biye.
Prestia Sankofa Gold Mine is a subsidiary of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC. The company has suspended operations due to financial and managerial challenges. According to the workers, they have not been paid for 11 months now, and they appealed to the government to urgently intervene in the matter. The minister and his team pledged to assist to address their concerns as soon as possible.
Meanwhile, the government has introduced a 5-year multilateral mining integrated project aimed at tackling illegal mining in the country. Under the project, illegal miners affected by the ban on galamsey will benefit from an alternative livelihood program that includes tree planting and refilling. But are the illegal miners ready to take up these jobs offered by the government? GBC24's Clara Mlano has been finding out.
The ban on illegal mining has been strongly protested by some miners who say the directive has rendered them jobless. According to them, small-scale mining has been part of their daily lives and the only source of livelihood. Mr. Kwabna Ansa is a galamsey operator who began his business in 2004. He says he owns 2 filling stations, 3 cars, and he is the breadwinner of his entire family.
What you are saying is very true. The water is dirty now, all because of our activities, not just here, but at the other sites as well. We have set up a committee to fix the problem while we wait for government intervention.
So bia stop adwuma no ye hu ejeseya aband bedeng e de ba district assembly.
If I want to go into mining, I seek permission from elders in the community. So I don't understand why they say our activities are illegal when I have permission.
The illegal miners have questioned the decision to halt galamsey when there has not been any alternative livelihood program in place to absorb them.
The alternative livelihood program, like the One District, One Factory policy, should have been sustainable and effective before the announcement of the ban.
You can't believe it.
Because of the ban, I am now jobless. The alternative livelihood program, like the One District, One Factory, has not started yet.
Governments must put in place all the necessary programs to support us after the ban.
But the government has introduced a 5-year multilateral mining integrated project, which consists of an alternative livelihood program.
Projects here, components bebre and a womb. Ebini say assassin say no. Ye ba be fele. Ye ba be reclaim it. Nature say ye be anwani be gumu ya kata so nyina pepepe. Na ya be dua enioma wo so. Say du media ya ye ba be ye ni mo a ene be ye. Eno so eye juma.
Some miners say they make between 4,000 to 5,000 Ghana cedis a month and wonder how much they would make from planting trees. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Peter Amewu, says the government is not against small-scale mining but wants to streamline the sector devoid of illegal miners to ensure effective regulation and protection of the country's natural resources. The Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, will from the middle of this year introduce a new electronic roadworthy certificate and sticker. The new sticker, which will replace the current sticker, has embedded security features that will be difficult for middlemen, also known as Goro Boys, to duplicate. The Chief Executive of the DVLA, Mr. Kwesi Agyemang-Busia, said the system and software that generates the current electronic roadworthy sticker has been compromised, hence the introduction of a new electronic sticker. In 2014, the DVLA introduced an electronic roadworthy certificate and sticker to replace the manual ones. The e-sticker was aimed at eradicating fake roadworthy documents from the system and also to ensure that all vehicles plying the roads were actually roadworthy to ensure the safety of drivers, passengers and other road users. The electronic stickers were also to prevent leakages of revenue generated by the authority orchestrated by middlemen popularly known as Goro Boys. The e-roadworthy sticker had sophisticated features including a specially generated QR code which could only be read by a specialized verification QR code reader. Despite its features, fraudsters were able to duplicate the stickers, defeating the purpose of its introduction. The chief executive of the DVLE said the system and the software for the electronic roadworthy certificate and sticker have been compromised, giving access to the Goro boys to fake the stickers. To curb the trend, the authority will, in the middle of the year, roll out a new electronic sticker that will be difficult to duplicate.
The sticker, the Goro boys, is compromised. It's compromised. So that's why sometimes they scan the one that came from them and it will give you is authentic. So we are coming out in the next couple of months with a different type of sticker that the Goro boy will find it very hard to duplicate. The plan is to have these out somewhere June, July, and so bear with us as we deal with this problem that really impacts people's lives.
The new system is being developed by Sweden experts who are also training technical staff of the authority to operate the system. The technical staff from the 10 regions of the country are also receiving training on the changing trends in driver and vehicle licensing.
The Deputy Minister for Health, Madam Tina Mensah, has called on private institutions to support the government's drive for public-private partnership in the health sector. The minister said private sector participation is key to achieving success in the sector.
Private partnership refers to the relationships that exist between public and private sectors. Given the demand in the health sector, public-private partnership has shown to have positive impact on healthcare delivery. A World Bank report in 2004 indicated that even in cases where resources were available for services such as primary health care, it hardly got to the poor through public channels. Partnering with the private sector therefore serves as a catalyst in the efficient delivery of quality services. The West African Health Organization's Public-Private Partnership Forum is expected to provide platforms for stakeholders to review the performances of the private health sector, identify challenges and areas of weakness that are preventing the sector from achieving its full potential. The Director General of the West African Health Organization, Dr. Xavier Crispin, said issues of poor access and quality of health care can be improved through the adoption and implementation of PPP.
This is a very important event for us at WAHO in particular, but at ECOWAS in general. It is very important now that we recognize the place of private sector and to work with the private sector in our region.
The USAID works with West African partners to increase utilization of quality health services and supports the West African Health Organization to ensure effective implementation of PPP in healthcare delivery. Madame Rahel Cintron is the director at the Regional Health Office at the USAID.
This effort is especially important given the region's experiences during the recent Ebola outbreak that put the spotlight on the state of national health systems in the region. The international community, both public and private sectors, realized that greater investments are needed to strengthen health systems and to ensure the sustainability of health gains in the region.
The Deputy Minister for Health, Madame Tina Mensah, said government recognizes the role of the private sector in ensuring quality healthcare delivery. She said the ministry will be innovative in areas where private sector involvement is needed.
Permit me to use this platform to urge non-health private institutions such as banks and financial institutions, insurance companies and other corporate institutions to get involved in the health sector PPP initiative. The Ministry of Health is in the process of developing incentive package for these non-health institutions.
Participants at the forum were drawn from Guinea-Bissau, Niger, Mali, Benin and Gambia.
This is News Hour on GBC24 and GTV. Now, President Akufo-Addo has inaugurated a 19-member governing board for the Ghana AIDS Commission. The president charged the new board to lead a campaign that will reduce mother-to-child transmission, transmission from same-sex, and also secure financial support to the Commission, which is facing donor fatigue.
HIV/AIDS was discovered in 1983 in Ghana, but the journey for the fight against the HIV/AIDS pandemic started in 2000 when the Ghana AIDS Commission was established under the office of the President to provide support and lead the campaign against HIV/AIDS in the country. Since then, there has been deliberate efforts to put a strategic campaign in place to create awareness about the HIV virus. The campaign has resulted in greater achievements of reducing the prevalence rate of HIV/AIDS from 3.6% to 1.6% in 2015. The challenge before the new 19-member governing board is to roll out the right policies that will reduce the current rate of 1.6% to the lowest minimum and eradicate HIV/AIDS completely. According to President Akufo-Addo, turning treatment into a prevention tool that can end the HIV/AIDS pandemic will require not one, but a host of different improvements in the delivery of health care to achieve its full impact. And the new AIDS Commission Governing Board must bring everyone on board to ensure Ghana achieves its targets by 2020.
It is important to indicate that whereas the general population enjoys a low prevalence, there are subpopulations that have recorded very high prevalence levels. For instance, among female sex workers, the prevalence is 7%. And for men who have sex with men, the prevalence is 17.5%. These undoubtedly point to the need for us as a people to extend HIV prevention interventions to all segments of our population to ensure that no one is left behind.
He charged the new board to initiate policies that will cover all segments of the Ghanaian population.
The Ghana AIDS Commission Governing Board is being inaugurated at a time when the Commission has just launched a very ambitious 5-year National Strategic Plan, 2016-2020. Ghana has subscribed to the UNAIDS Global Fast Track targets of 1990. Ghana has adopted the World Health Organization WHO Treat All policy. Financial support from Friends of Ghana keeps dwindling. The National HIV and AIDS Fund is expected to be established to mobilize resources, especially from the private sector, to provide reliable and adequate funding to the national response to HIV and AIDS. I'm confident that with your resourcefulness, hard work and commitment, we can achieve the targets set for ourselves and resolve our issues, including that of office space.
Speaking on behalf of the governing board, Dr. Mubarak Osei-Kwesi promised to work assiduously to bring HIV/AIDS cases under effective control.
Globally and nationally, we know that all new cases, most of new cases are in adolescents. Added to that are the unfortunate children who are born HIV positive because their mothers are HIV positive. This shows that this is no time for complacency.
The new board is chaired by President Akufo-Addo, the Minister for Health, Mr. Kwaku Agyemang-Manu, Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Madam Otiko Afisa-Jaba, Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Haji Alima Mahama, the Director General of the Ghana AIDS Commission, Dr. Mokowa Ble Edujenfi, and Director General of the Ghana Health Services, Dr. Insia Asari, as members. The other members are Letitia Apia, Mr. Bawa Die, Victor Intumi, Emmanuel Beluzibe Sukuri, Dr. Kojo Apiakubi, Dr. Abdul Rashid Pelpu, and Reverend Father Lazarus Anunde.
The Minister for Information, Mr. Mustafa Hamid, has asked departments and agencies under his ministry to develop a strong information machinery to market the country's values. Speaking at an executive retreat in Ho, Mr. Hamid called for a collective approach towards attaining the national goals.
The retreat was to examine the 2017 work plan of the agencies under the Ministry of Information and to develop team-building strategies. The forum was an opportunity for the agencies to share their challenges and success stories. The participants were also given an update on the Right to Information Bill, which is yet to be passed into law. The Minister for Information, Mr. Mustafa Hamid, said communication was the life wire of every enterprise in the 21st century, hence the need for a strong information machinery to market the country's values.
It is my expectation that through this unique platform of our retreat, we of the information sector will continue to ensure the free flow of relevant, reliable and timely information to the citizenry and receive appropriate feedback through effective monitoring and evaluation of policies, projects, programs and activities of government.
The General Officer commanding the Southern Command of the Ghana Armed Forces, Brigadier General Pompe Pra, who was on the field tour of Alabanyu and Nkonya, briefed the Minister and directors on the security situation in the area.
The Ghana National Household Registry has completed the first phase of data collection and analysis of households in the Upper West region. This will enable government and development partners to have easy access to accurate data on the extremely poor and vulnerable people for social interventions.
This year, the Ghana National Household Registry, under the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, launched the 5-month data collection exercise in the region. The registry is mandated to create a single national household register. It will also serve as database for the selection of beneficiaries for all social protection programs in the country. Data collected on about 138,000 households revealed that 64% of people in the region are extremely poor, 18% are poor and 17.75% are not poor. The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Madame Otiko Jaba, said the data, when effectively used, will harmonize social interventions by the government and development partners.
Without data, you cannot plan, you cannot measure, and you cannot develop. So we need an all-inclusive and transparent selection process devoid of any influence and manipulation, where undeserving people rather get selected at the detriment of the poor and the vulnerable.
The Deputy Upper West Regional Minister, Mr. Amidu Isaaku, commended the Ghana National Household Registry for creating quality data that will facilitate effective identification of the extremely poor for social interventions by the municipal and district assemblies in the region. The exercise is expected to begin in the Upper East region soon. The National Coordinator of the Ghana National Household Registry, Mr. Robert Austin, said the registry is ready to roll out the exercise across the country.
We have now developed a system that can be scaled up nationwide. And so what we will need will be the resource to do a nationwide survey. But in terms of type of tablets to use for data collection, in terms of the computer software to collect the data and transmit and clean and process, we have it ready to do nationwide.
The chiefs and people of Lolobi traditional area in the Volta region have marked their annual Ipor Rice Festival. They appealed to the government to support rice farming in the area.
Ipor Rice Festival is celebrated annually by the chiefs and people of Lolobi traditional area to honor the bravery of their ancestors in wars. Ipor was a day set aside for farmers to take a break after working throughout the week. The ban was to allow the forests and rivers to replenish. It was also a special day for the performance of customary marriage rites, installation of chiefs and reconciliation of families. This year's celebration focused on raising funds towards the construction of a nurses' quarters to accommodate health workers posted to the area. The ceremony showcased the rich culture of the people of Lolobi. A variety of browned upland rice, which is a staple food of the people, was also showcased. The paramount chief of Lolobi traditional area, Nana Akoto Masachi, announced their readiness for the establishment of a rice factory in the area through the government's One District, One Factory policy. He appealed to government to urgently construct the Hohwe Lolobi Road to create access for farmers to transport their produce to market centers.
And one of GBC's veteran and seasoned newsreaders, Daniel Ajay, has passed on. Daniel Ajay died in Accra last month after a short illness. Daniel Ajay, who presented news both on radio and television, joined the GBC on the 1st of June 1960 and rose through the ranks to become a controller of programs in the radio division. He retired from the corporation on the 1st of March 2004. Uncle Dan, as he was fondly called, will be remembered for his confident and unique style of presentation. May his soul rest in peace, and our condolences to the bereaved family. Time for a break. There's more.
Hello, good evening, and good to have you join us for the business segment of News Hour, brought to you by NIB and Ernest Chemist. I'm Dorothy Achmai. It's been a couple of weeks since transport fares went up, but a visit to the Adabraka and Malamata markets in Accra showed that fishmongers there are yet to pass on the increase to consumers. They explained that most of the stock they have came before the upward adjustment in transport fares were announced.
An increase in the price of fuel normally leads to an automatic adjustment in transport fares. In the past weeks, passengers have been complaining bitterly about the 15% upward adjustment in transport fares announced by the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Committee. The knock-on effect on this move can be felt in the pockets of not only commuters but also traders, including those who deal in fish. The Adabraka market is a hub for fish from the Volta River, especially tilapia and mudfish. The traders were not happy about the jacking up of transport fares because it will push the prices of fish up. The queen mother of the Adabraka fish market, Madame Rejoice Bomita, says the prices of her fish has not changed because they are old stock.
The fish that we have is the old stock before Easter, and it's the same thing we are selling. We are hoping to get a new stock. This will likely be affected by the new stock.
She was, however, quick to add that the prices of the fish will increase if she goes for a new stock. Another trader at the Adabraka market, Dede Aite, said sales is not up to expectation.
Prices for the old stock were stable. This salmon used to be sold at 2 cedis 50 pesos, but is now being sold at 3 cedis, and I sell it at 3 cedis 50 pesos or 4 cedis.
From the Adabraka market, the next port of call was the Malamata market, also in the capital. Madame Ya Asantua, who sells catfish, said the increase in transport fares will automatically increase the prices of goods.
The transport fare automatically affects the price of goods and commodities.
Ghana is one of the countries in the world with a high fish consumption per capita. As at 2015, about 1 million tons of fish was consumed in Ghana, but 600,000 metric tons was imported.
Unibank, in collaboration with Star Assurance, have launched a free motor insurance saver account for commercial vehicle owners. The insurance package is to take away the cumbersome process that comes with third-party insurance policy, maintaining minimum balance, premiums and claims. And to qualify for this package, one needs to deposit an initial amount of 20 Ghana cedis and build it up to 1,800 Ghana cedis.
Unibank has 52 branches spread across the country. The Unibank Motor Insurance Saver Account is a cover that takes away the burden of paying for third-party motor insurance while encouraging the habit of saving. With the introduction of the Motor Insurance Saver Account package, vehicle owners will benefit free third-party motor insurance, free claim facilitation when involved in an accident, no monthly charge and issuance of insurance for 12 months at no cost. The marketing director, Mr. Clifford Mettle, said at the expiration of the insurance, amount held in the motor insurance saver account could be cashed by the account holder.
If you put in 1,800 right now, it means that you've qualified. And once you've qualified, then all the benefits that come with the third-party insurance, you take it. We are moving into a digital age. And because as a bank, we have changed our core banking platform to the Terminus T24 R15, which is the latest. It means that we have the capacity to come out with a lot of digitalized products.
The executive director of Star Assurance, Penyini Dufo, said Unibank's collaboration with Star Assurance would yield positive results for policyholders.
This product is designed to reward customers who save with the bank. Basically, Unibank will pay for their third-party insurance, making it free for them and enabling them to save back some money. This is the first of its kind in this country, and Star Assurance is very proud to be part of this great history being made.
GBC24 spoke to a vehicle owner who plies Tema to New Achimota Station Road, Mr. Oscar Kobe. He said renewal of motor insurance is expensive, and since Unibank is assisting freely, he will open an account with the bank.
Because at times insurance near the boy thing. A wookra sky the between a catcher account for now. Or Montia see my into free about and once I bet joining free. Ye na yanya bakuna yan free wishum.
50 staff of the bank have been trained to give detailed information to vehicle owners before signing on to the policy.
You're watching the business segment of News Hour live on GBC24 and GTV. On the commodities market, light crude is trading at $49.40 per barrel and cocoa at $1,825 per ton. Gold is going for $1,271.10 an ounce. And that's it for the business segment, brought to you by NIB and Ernest Chemist. Coming up is the health segment.
Welcome back. By kindness of Yamvita and FPAC, this is the health segment of the news. Now, ending malaria for good is the focus of this year's World Malaria Day. At the Ga East Municipal Assembly, where the day was marked, it was noted that pregnant women and children under 5 are still highly at risk, since the gains made in reducing its prevalence is not so significant. A report by Sarah Ofori.
In areas where mosquitoes are endemic, diseases such as yellow fever, elephantiasis, Zika and malaria are highly prevalent. According to the WHO, malaria continues to be a cause and effect of poverty and inequity in poor and middle-income countries. Africa alone accounts for about 80% of the world figures, which translates into an estimated $12 billion annually. Pregnant women, nursing mothers, and children under 5 account for the highest of outpatient department cases. The National Malaria Control Program say cases of malaria have reduced by 70%. Deaths from malaria have also reduced from more than 6,000 annually to 1,200. By this figure, malaria is no more the leading cause of death in health facilities, as it now accounts for 4.4% of deaths recorded, as against 20% in the year 2000. However, at the Gas South municipality, where the day was marked, the gains made indicated the need for more improvement.
We still have a problem in malaria admission under 5 years. Though there is a reduction from 72% to 67%, it is still at the higher side. Those who are not yet 1 month old, we call them neonates. They just gave birth to them within 28 days. They are also getting malaria. It's a major concern. These mothers take SP during the time they were pregnant. So we don't know the cause of this condition.
The Anglican Diocesan Development and Relief Organization and NGOs in health called for greater collaboration between their outfits and the government to completely eradicate malaria.
End malaria for good reflects the vision of a malaria-free world set up in the Global Technical Strategy for Malaria 2016 to 2030. This day was established to provide education and understanding of malaria and spread information on year-long intensified implementation of national malaria control strategies.
A significant number of people were tested for malaria by the Hope for Future Generations, for which almost a negligible positive cases were recorded. Cyril Furi, GBC24, Abokobi.
The Mother and Baby Unit of the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital in Kumasi has received items from PZ Cousins Ghana worth over 15,000 Ghana cedis. They include 50 boxes of Carex antibacterial hand gel, 50 boxes of Camel Baby antiseptic, as well as 10 boxes of Camel antiseptic.
PZ Cousins Ghana is a major manufacturer of personal healthcare products and consumer goods. PZ says the donation to the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital was necessitated by media reports about congestion at the Mother and Baby Unit and the likelihood of a breakout of communicable diseases. The donation was also in line with the organization's several medical outreach programs to provide education and logistical support to beneficiary facilities. The head of marketing and brand activation, Madam Hafsa Arthur, said PZ has made innovative advancements in its antiseptic product called Camel Baby following complaints of rashes by some mothers on their newborn babies that have used the product. She noted that research into the Camel Baby indicated that it could be used at the labor wards to clean the milky odor on newborn babies without any side effects.
What was happening was that because of the congestion, communicable infections was on the rise in the unit, and we all know that babies are the most sensitive people we could have around to infection. So doing something to help to curb or to reduce the burden on the facility, as well as the mothers, as well as the health professionals here, was something which we believed was within our space. We have come here basically to make that donation and probably also to engage with some of the mothers around the products that we believe will help them.
The head of the Child Health Directorate of the hospital, Professor Emmanuel Aduyobo, described the donation as timely, that it will go a long way to prevent especially mother-to-staff infections.
We are very grateful for this gesture. It will help very much. We have quite a huge bill on procuring hand sanitizers, so yours will come to help what you're already doing, and we hope that in future probably more of those would come. You know, things to do with hand sanitization is part of infection prevention control.
The health segment was sponsored by Yumvita and FPAC. Next is the international news. Here's some sports news now. The senior national rugby 15s team, the Eagles, have entered their final stages of preparations to challenge Benin and Togo in the 2017 Rugby Africa Regional Challenge Tournament. The team played a high-profile friendly with Accra Sharks and won.
The senior national rugby football team, the Eagles, continued their preparations towards making Ghana proud in the annual regional tournament organized by Rugby Africa, the African governing body of World Rugby. The team played Accra Sharks in a high-profile friendly. The encounter was to, among others, test their battle readiness as well as give the technical handlers the opportunity to select their final 25 players for the tournament. The action-packed encounter saw the Eagles in the red, white and black jersey winning by 22 points to 9. The head coach of the side, Love Mo Kuzerera, says their primary objective is to fly the flag of Ghana high.
Normally we don't get worried about what the opposition is doing. That's what all the coaches do. We prepare for the best. So we hope whatever they are doing, when we play them, we are going to win at the end of the day.
The tournament will provide Ghana Rugby with the opportunity to be promoted to Group C should they win the tournament, and also eventually securing qualification to the coveted World Rugby Cup. Ghana's first opponent, Benin, will arrive in Ghana on Friday 28th of April and will face Ghana on Sunday 30th April at the Accra Sports Stadium. The tournament will kick off at 3 p.m.
In the Premier League, the rivalry between Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Accra Hearts of Oak will be rekindled once again on the 1st of May this year. The two will clash in a special Ghana 60 years on anniversary match. At stake for the two-leg encounter is a cash prize of 50,000 Ghana cedis, a trophy and souvenirs from sponsors.
The Accra Sports Stadium will host the first leg of the Ghana 60 years on anniversary football match. Two of the biggest football clubs in Ghana, Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko, will clash. Launching the event at the conference room of the Independence Arch in Accra, representatives of the two teams promised to give off their best.
The first leg is coming up on the 1st of May 2017 at the Accra Sports Stadium, whilst the return encounter is slated for May 28 at the Kumasi Sports Stadium. His Excellency the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, and former President Mahama Kufuor and Rawlings are expected to be in attendance. The aggregate winner of both legs takes home a magnificent trophy.
We just want to sound the word and let me say a word of caution and advice to our brothers in Accra House of Oak that we'll be looking for any opportunity that will avail itself for us to revenge that dramatic 1-0 that we suffered in the hands of Accra House of Oak in recent past. And 1st May, of course, will be an opportunity for us to begin to redeem that lost glory. And so therefore, even though it will be a friendly and an entertaining game, we in Asante Kotoko will not come and treat it as a friendly game.
In the year 2000, when His Excellency President Kufuor was in office on the ticket of MP, it was Accra House of Oak who presented to him the first trophy by beating Kotoko on the Confederation Cup at Osu Castle. This time around, it is the first 100 days of His Excellency Nanado, and this is going to happen at the Jubilee House. We will not sit down here in Accra for anything to come outside Accra to present the trophy to His Excellency. We will be the first person to present the Virgin Trophy to Togo. So if you are say you are prepared, we are also well prepared.
The chairman of the Ghana 60 Years On Planning Committee, Mr. Ken Amankwa, said he will ensure the event lives up to expectation. There will be a curtain raiser between the old players of Asante Kotoko and Accra to Folk, with new Black Stars coach Mr. James Kwesiapia featuring for Kotoko Oldies. Sponsor Shell Fuel Save presented a check for 25,000 Ghana cedis each to the representatives of the two clubs as part payment of a 50,000 cedis to be received by each team as appearance fee. The Ghana 60 Planning Committee also promised to give the overall winner an additional 50,000 Ghana cedis.
So battle lines drawn there. And lastly, last year's runners-up in the Greater Accra Hockey League, Reformers Ladies began their 2017 campaign on a good note. They beat Arc Ladies by 2-0.
One of the opening day fixtures in the ladies division of the Greater Accra Hockey League was between reformers from the Ghana Prison Service and Arc Ladies. The Arc Ladies in the blue jersey put up a show but were unable to find the back of the net. The experienced reformers scored twice to carry the day. Captains of the two teams shared their experience.
We don't have enough training, but we are still building on our training. They are our seniors, so at least we try our possible best to do everything that we can do. And we're able to bring the game to an end.
They are quick and fast. They are up and coming players, and so we can't compare their speed and agility to ours. But you know, always experience counts. That is what we used.
For the coaches, the results mean more work to be done. The league continues next week at the Theodosia Okon Hockey Stadium.
And that's your sports.
Hello, good evening. This segment is brought to you kind courtesy Cowbell. My name is Valerie Danso. Kumi Guitar joined the music industry with his song Break Into Two. After a long break from music, he's back and gives us a glimpse of the new Kumi Guitar. Here are highlights of a chat with us on the showbiz segment here on GBC24.
He took us back into time with an a cappella of his debut song Break Into Two.
Yeah, what do you know what I'm saying? The way you don't want to get you out of sweetie, do you have a boyfriend? I see, yes I do. And I'm catch you on the side. Your love is big enough to share.
Contrary to reports in sections of the media, he said there is no bad blood between him and his former manager, Mark Okreku Mante.
I have no bad blood. We have no issues. We just parted ways peacefully, and a very good relationship I do have with my former management, my former boss. Okay. So there was no problem, there was no issues, there's nothing in
okay. This is what he had to say about his new management.
The new Kumi Guitar is under Xylophone Media's management.
Okay.
They picked me where I left, where I parted with my former management, and then they are adding all this to me. The new Kumi Guitar is building on what he was before, so that he becomes better than how you knew him, which is an improvement. So we're hoping that as time goes on, Kumi Guitar becomes bigger than what you see now.
His latest song, Brown Sugar, is out and enjoying airplay.
Next up are some news tidbits. That's all in the art segment brought to you by Carbell. In other news, a 65-year-old man who leases excavators to small-scale miners has been killed by unknown assailants near his residence at Kubiase in the Ejusu Dwabe municipality of the Ashanti region. It is alleged that the unknown assailants killed him before stealing some important parts of the excavators he was protecting at the time. He was a farmer with 4 children. The incident is said to have happened around 1 a.m. on Tuesday, April 25. The Ejusu District Police are investigating the case. The weather report is next.
To achieve a high yield, you should apply Asasura special cocoa fertilizer to your cocoa trees. Asasura will replace nutrients that are lost from the soil as your cocoa pods grow. First, you must weed. Use a cutlass to weed. Remove all weeds. Any weeds on your farm will take up the Asasura. That is, you will yield less cocoa. Brush under the cocoa trees with a cutlass. The next step is to measure an acre before applying Asasura.
Thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy GTV.
And that's how we wrap up this edition of News Hour. Join us again at 10 if you can for the late edition. Good evening.